Hey guys, welcome back to Lord Hibbo Guy's channel, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I thought I would give you a movie review on the movie, the new Venom movie, Let There Be Carnage. In the background, I just have some pictures that I thought were pretty cool. I personally love the original design of Carnage and Venom. They look so alien monster-like. And if you're wondering how was the movie, if I was going to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, what would I rate this movie? What did I think about this movie? That's a really good question, and here are my thoughts on it real fast. I think Tom Hardy is an incredible actor. I really do think Tom Hardy is great. I love him in almost everything he does. He's really good. Next, how was Woody Harrelson? How was Woody Harrelson's Carnage? I liked it. Carnage is crazy and weird in the comics. Woody Harrelson kills it, pretty much, in that regard as well. How was the other side characters in it? Because I don't know if you know this, but there are a lot of other characters who are in there. This really isn't a spoiler, because if you know anything about comics, you'd know who one of them is. Shriek's in there, which is Carnage's girlfriend. She has the power to scream supersonically, and it's very powerful. In fact, it's actually funny because I always wondered in the comics, how are they together? Because if you don't know, symbiotes, if you've ever seen the first movie, they don't like loud noises and they don't like fire. Those are their weaknesses. And her literal superpower is, I scream really loud, prepare to get yelled at. And I was always like, how do you guys are together? But the movie talks about everything like that. It's got some pretty cool places that you visit, like Ravencroft, which is really big. The movie also has some intense spoilers. If you don't want to hear about the spoilers, I'll tell you when I'm going to talk about the spoilers, and then we'll go into there. How was the fighting? The fight scenes I think were really cool, but because it was on such a big screen at the movie theater, it was harder for me to see everything that happened. It's like sometimes you and I'm like, I'm too weak. I turn into Palpatine at the end of the third Star Wars movie. Please help me, Anakin. And then Yoda, comes in later and he's like, I defeated your guards, yes? Oh, that wasn't that bad of a Yoda voice. And then Anakin's like, no, you must save me. Sorry, I'm getting way off topic. But how was the fight scenes? I thought they were cool. They really did Carnage well. They made it cool how... So Carnage's suit is different than Venom's suit. They're actually different because Carnage is actually in the blood of Cletus Cassidy, who plays Carnage. So he's they're one being. They physically transform their whole body into it. Where Eddie and Venom, he is more like a suit. He comes out of him and forms a suit around him, which is, it's way different. But did Carnage do cool things? Did his hands turn into blades and saws and things like that? Yes, and it was awesome. Was it gruesome? Yeah, it was pretty intense. That movie had some scenes where I was actually like, yo, this is straight up a horror movie. You ever seen Spider-Man 2? Spider-Man 2, when they're doing the thing with Doc Ock's arms, and that's a horror movie with his robot arms chasing everyone. It was kind of like that, only my goodness, was he just a monster of a man. Was the comedy good? Not every joke hit for me, but I didn't hate it. Do you know what I mean? I understand that what they were going for was funny, and I wasn't this is stupid, who would ever watch this? I was more oh, I get it. But there were some scenes where I was actually cracking up. I was like, that's hilarious. That's great. Lot of characters are being added into this one. It was pretty cool. We get reoccurring characters from the first movie, obviously. Eddie and Venom's relationship in this one kind of reminds me of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man 2, because I don't really want to get into any spoilers right now. So I'll tell you what, if you wanted to know what my opinion on the movie was, I think the movie was good. I think it was a good movie. I would definitely go out and I would see it again. That's how you know it's a good movie. Do I think it was perfect in every way? No, of course not. I don't. But there's not a lot of movies that are perfect in every way. I've had gripes about a lot of movie. Here's one in particular. I love the Deadpool movies. I hate how slow his healing factor is sometimes. And I know people are like, but it's for comedic effect, and I get it, and I'm okay with that. But like, his hand gets cut off in the first movie, and it takes him like, I don't know, like over an hour for it to even begin to grow back. That's not what happens. His healing factor is so fast, his hand would grow back in like less than a minute. In fact, there's literally a comic where he gets his arms like cut off and he like regrows them so fast that they're just muscle and skin. Granted, he is going after somebody that's going to kill his daughter, but that's besides the point. Who cares about that? Was the movie good? Yes, this movie was good. Would I go and see it again? Yes, I would go see it again. Would I recommend it to my friends and family? Yeah, totally. I mean, maybe not the squeamish ones, but definitely like my dad and like my brother would probably like this movie. I think the movie is cool. I think the soundtrack was cool. I think the music at the end was really cool. I think the fight scenes were cool. I really think Carnage, he did really good. Woody Harrelson, excellent work, as well as Venom. Eddie Brock and Woody Harrelson were really good in this movie. Even Shriek was pretty good. If I had to rate the movie, I'm going to give it 1 point over the last movie, which I believe the first Venom was a 7 out of 10, and I think this one is an 8 out of 10. I think this movie is better because the villain was a little bit better, and I liked, I'm a sucker for Carnage. He was like one of my favorite villains, growing up. All right, well, if you don't want to know any spoilers, stop watching right now. Stop watching right now. Spoilers be that way. There's going to be spoilers. Are you staying? Are you sure? All right. Hey, spoilers. Oh my gosh, how long do I have to wait until you guys understand? All right, cool. Spoilers. Okay, what's the first spoiler that I should give out? So the way that Carnage becomes Carnage is exactly like in the comics, where he gets a piece of Eddie Brock's like symbiote mixed into his blood, just like in the comics. That's awesome. Though I will say it's kind of weird because this Carnage does not seem to be one. The original Carnage and Cletus Cassidy seem to be one being. They weren't in this movie, which I thought was a little bit weird, but I understand they were trying to show that they weren't like symbiotic like Eddie and Venom were, which is okay with me. There's this cop in this movie that you follow the entire time. He ends up becoming Toxin at the end. You don't know that he becomes Toxin unless you read anything on the comics, but he becomes the symbiote Toxin because he gets a piece of Carnage in him, and it transforms him, which is awesome because Toxin is ridiculously strong and a good guy. I'm like 90% sure. No, he's really strong. That's a spoiler for you. Sorry. What other spoiler? Let's just go right to the ending of the movie. Okay? Here's a big spoiler. At the end of the movie, Eddie Brock and Venom are sitting on a beach. Okay? And they're just relaxing. They're doing whatever they want. And then the multiverse shifts. Yeah. Eddie Brock and Venom show up in Spider-Man's universe, the Marvel Spider-Man. Yeah, I know what you're saying. J. Jonah Jameson is on the news, and he's talking about how Tom Holland, Peter Parker, that guy's Spider-Man is on the news, and it shows him without the mask on like this, and then Venom licks the screen, and he goes, I like him. And now they're in the universe, because everything changes. The room that they were in changes. The guy comes out, and he's like, what are you doing in my room? And he's like, I don't know. And that was like a great scene, too. My gosh, Venom is now in the Marvel Universe. That's crazy. Oh my gosh, that's so crazy. Insane. I'm trying to think. Any other spoilers? I was going to say that this movie was kind of the same. It's like in the second Spider-Man, Sam Raimi one, where he gives up his suit for a little bit. But it literally happens. Venom leaves him and decides to go off. Now, I know you're wondering, wait, Venom can survive on his own? No, he kind of just kills like 6 people because he uses their body up until they can't handle it anymore and die. He just constantly keeps using them. So Venom definitely killed like 6 normal, not evil people. And we kind of like let that slide. I guess, which is weird. I'm still not sure how I feel about that one. I'm a little taken back, but that's okay. What else could I say? Did Carnage look awesome? Yes, dude, he looked great. Was the action really cool? Yeah, it was. You're gonna like it. Carnage could shoot spikes out of him like he does before. He also can turn into like blades and swords and stuff like that. It's really cool because his body opens up for bullets to like pass through and stuff like that. He also likes to spread himself everywhere. It looks so cool. What else? Shriek. It's pretty much exactly like she is in the comics. In love with Cletus Cassidy. Though it was weird that they're not like, whatever. It was just weird because they weren't like in love with each other because they should be. But that's besides the point. What else is there? Anything else? Lots of dead people. Carnage kills a ton of people. And I'm trying to think. No, I think that's about it. I think that's about it for the movie. It was really good. I really did enjoy it. I'm trying to think, is there anything else that we could talk about? I think that's about it. I think that's going to wrap up the movie for like the whole. Yeah, I really did like the movie. Like I said before, 8 out of 10. If you wanted to go out and see it, I definitely recommend the movie. I'll catch all of you in the next one. Peace.